Hi, Assalamualaikum and a very good day everyone. My name is Aisya. Let me introduce our client family profile. The head of family is Encik Helmi, aged 40 years old, who works as an engineer with a monthly income 9,500. His wife Puan Halima is 35 years old and 3,500 monthly as an online scarf seller. They have two children, Hanna 15 years old and their youngest child Hamdan 7 years old, who is the autism spectrum with a higher functioning abilities which may require additional attention and long-term planning, particularly in terms of education and also care. With a combined household income of 13,000, the family is in a stable financial position, but it is still essential to manage their finance wisely, especially with growing children and future responsibilities to prepare for. Moving on to the family's financial goal, they have four main priorities. First, they aim to save Hanna educations, ensuring future academic opportunities without relying on loans. Second, they want to secure long-term care for Hamdan, which reflects a concern for his ongoing health or support needs. Third, the focus is on settling their house mortgage before Encik Helmi retires at age 16, so they can enter retirement debt-free. Lastly, they want to protect the family financial security in case of illness or death, like through emergency savings or insurance planning. These goals show that the family focus on a long-term stability and protecting their children's future so that they have no worries about money. Now we move to the debt management analysis. The Helmi family has a total liability of 357,605 ringgit Malaysia, while their total assets stand at 1,452,000 ringgit Malaysia. This gives them a net worth of 1,094,395 ringgit Malaysia. This showing that they have a own significant more asset than a debt. Their debt ratio is 24.63%, which is considered healthy and within a safe range. In terms of the debt type, the credit card debt stand out as a concern due to the high interest rate, 18%. So it should be prioritized for repayment as soon as possible. Although they do have some emergency saving, the amount appears to be slightly low in relation to the total liabilities. Additionally, most of their wealth is tied up to lifestyle asset, which may be harder liquidate if needed, while EPF remain their major long-term investment asset. Overall, their financial position is strong, but better liquidity and credit card management would be improve their financials. Now we move to the suggestion and recommendation to strengthen the Helmi family financial position. We propose three key recommendations. First, they should work on increasing their liquid saving by expanding their emergency fund to cover at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This will provide a financial safety net in case of job loss, illness, or other emergencies. 2. This is important to monitor the depreciation of their lifestyle assets such as car and electronic gadgets. Since this item lost value over time, families should focus more on building appreciating asset like property or long-term investment. Thirdly, they must take action on reduce high interest debt. In particularly, the UOB credit card should be paid off as soon as possible to prevent interest from accumulating the affecting their cash flow. This step increase liquidity, shifting asset priorities and eliminating cost debt. The Helmi family can improve both their financial flexibility and long-term security. Now I will pass to the next presenter to continue with the analysis.
Now, I would like to share the saving goals analysis for Encik Helmi's family. Based on the cash flow statement, their expenses are higher than their income, so this creates a serious deficit of 83,860 ringgit per year. This indicates that they do not make saving at all. In fact, they are spending way more than they earn. The saving percentage is negative 53.73%, which is very high and clearly not sustainable. If this continues, their emergency fund might be at risk and it could lead to financial stress in the long term. To fix this, we suggest that they aim for a minimum saving rate of 10%, which is around 50,000 ringgit a year. To achieve this, they need to reduce their spending by at least 99,416 ringgit. Next, we recommend they refinance or sell either their Toyota Harrier or Toyota Vios to reduce the financial burden. This step alone could save up to 52,800 ringgit per year. We also encourage them to increase their income. One practical suggestion is to rent out their inherited house in Taman Sri Gombak, which can generate 1,500 or 2,000 per month for passive income.
Hi everyone, I'll be presenting the insurance and retirement planning analysis for Encik Helmi and his family. Let's start with the insurance planning. Currently, Encik Helmi spends 6,600 ringgit per year for medical insurance. This covers hospitalization, surgery and room and board. The annual limit is between 100,000 ringgit to 200,000 ringgit and there's no lifetime cap. So we recommend he keeps this plan, it's solid for now. Encik Helmi also pays 10,000 ringgit per year for car insurance, which is quite high. This is likely because it's a high value car. To reduce this cost, we recommend downgrading to one family car. As for life insurance, Encik Helmi currently pays 10,200 ringgit annually, which is reasonable. It covers 10 times his annual income, around 1.4 million ringgit. It also includes critical illness and TPD, total permanent disability riders, which is great. Next, for his son Hamdan, who has special needs, around 36,500 ringgit a year is needed just for health equipment. So besides just getting special needs insurance, looking into medical coverage for children with long-term health needs and applying for government or NGO aid such as JKM or MAWIP. So one tip to reduce overall insurance costs, Encik Helmi could consider combining the insurance into a family plan where possible. Now moving on to retirement planning. We estimated that Encik Helmi will need at least 3,000 ringgit per month after retirement. Assuming 20 years of retirement, he would need a retirement fund of 720,000 ringgit. However, he currently only has 260,000 ringgit saved, so there's a shortfall of 460,000 ringgit. Here's the action plan. Reduce debt before age 55. Ensure Puan Halimah, his spouse, also has separate retirement planning, maintain his medical and life insurance coverage. Top up KWSP contributions voluntarily, especially for Halimah. Consider investing regularly via ASP or Tabung Haji at about 500 to 1,000 ringgit per month. So in summary, Encik Helmi has made a good start, but there's a room for improvement, especially in retirement savings and optimizing insurance costs. So that's all from me. Thank you.
I will be presenting the tax planning analysis for Encik Helmi and Puan Halimah. As we know, tax planning is an important part of comprehensive financial planning because it directly affects how much disposable income a family must achieve via other financial goals. Encik Helmi earns Rm 115,000 per year, while Puan Halimah earns Rm 42,000, bringing their total household income to about Rm 156,000 per year. Since both have taxable income under the Malaysian tax system, it is important to maximize all the tax relief available to them. Let's start by looking at the main categories they can claim. Firstly, KWSP and life insurance. Encik Helmi already contribute monthly to KWSP, which is compulsory, but he must ensure that their life insurance premium, which is Rm 10,200 per year, is properly spread between them, so that they get the maximum relief of Rm 7,000. Next, medical insurance. Currently, their annual medical insurance premium is around Rm 6,000. This means they can claim the maximum Rm 3,000 allowed under the relief for medical insurance. The lifestyle expenses relief is another simple area they can take advantage of. For example, their unified internet bills is around Rm 1,560 per year. On top of that, any books, sport equipment or even a new laptop can be claimed under this relief up to 2,500. So, they need to make sure they keep all these receipts. For education fees, if Encik Helmi or Puan Halimah plan to pursue any further education like a master or PhD, they can claim up to 7,000 for tuition fees. For their children, Hanna is now still in 15 years old, but if one day Hanna is already 18 years old and enrolled in A-level or diploma, they can claim between 2,000 to 8,000 for her education provided she is studying full-time. One important point is for Hamdan, their child with special needs. If Hamdan is registered as OKU, they can claim a disabled child relief of up to Rm 6,000 per year. Once he turns 18 years old, this amount can increase to Rm 8,000 if he is still studying. So, it is very important to ensure his OKU card is valid and updated. Next is the SSPNI education saving. Encik Helmi and Puan Halimah should open SSPNI plus account for both Hanna and Hamdan. By saving monthly for their education children, they can enjoy tax relief of up to Rm 8,000. This is a double benefit and it encourages consistent saving for their further education while reducing their taxable incomes. For zakat, any zakat paid like Rm 9,000 they contribute yearly can be claimed directly to reduce their chargeable incomes. This is a straightforward rebate, but they must keep the official receipt as proof. Lastly, they can consider making strategic donation to LHD and approval organizations. This could be registered NGOs, hospitals, education or religious institutions. Such donations can be claimed up to 10% of their income, but they must ensure the organization has an officially LHDN certificate. Based on these categories, we have outlined some practical suggestions for them. First, they should open and contribute consistently to SSPNI for both children to enjoy the maximum education saving relief. Second, they should plan big purchases wisely. For example, if they need to buy new gadgets, sport equipment or books, do so within the same tax year to fully utilize the lifestyle relief. Third, they must keep all receipts and payment slip for insurance, medical expenses, zakat, donation and other claims. This is critical in case of audit by LHDN. Fourth, they should compare joint versus separate tax filing every year. Sometimes, separate filing can give more tax saving when both spouses have taxable incomes. It's best to run both scenarios to choose the most beneficial options. Fifth, they should make sure they maximize child relief, especially for Hamdans. Register him as OKU and claim all allowable medical and disable-related deductions. Lastly, if they decide to rent out the inherited property, they should do advanced plannings. For example, register it under their name as business income if needed and declare all rental income properly. By doing this, they can claim related expenses like repairs or agent fees, which can help reduce the net taxable rental incomes. To conclude, by using these strategies, Encik Helmi and Puan Halimah can legally reduce their tax burden each year. This means they will have more leftover cash flow which can be contribute to other important areas such as paying off high interest debts, strengthening their retirement saving and providing for Hamdan long-term cares. Tax planning should not be one-time effort. It must be reviewing every year to adapt to any changes in income, family situation or government relief. That's all. Thank you.
Now, we are moving to estate planning, which is a crucial part of ensuring long-term security, especially for family with children who have special needs. Encik Helmi is the main breadwinner and owns several valuable assets like property, saving and retirement funds. After deducting all his debt, his estimated net worth is about 1.09 million. We assume Encik Helmi passed away first, and if there is no wasiat or estate planning in place, his assets will be distributed according to Faraid law. In this case, his wife will receive 1/8 while the rest is divided between the children, with the son receiving twice as much as the daughter. Problem is, this type of distribution doesn't guarantee enough support for Hamdan long-term care. Without proper planning, the family may also face delays in getting the inheritance, as it could take up to a year in Sharia court. During this time, important assets like bank account and property may be frozen. This could lead to financial stress and even dispute within the family. To avoid this risk, it is recommended that Encik Helmi prepare a wasiat, name nominations for KWSP and ASP, use hibah amanah to transfer assets safely. He should also consider setting up a trust fund, especially for Hamdan's care, and ensure enough insurance coverage to pay off any debts and support Hamdan's future needs. For Hamdan, special steps should also be taken by register him with JKM, set inside a secure home or fixed cash fund using hibah, and appoint a trust or guardian who will act in this best interest after Encik Helmi is gone. In conclusion, estate planning is not just about money, it's about protecting our family and making sure your loved ones, especially those with special needs, are taken care of. With the right planning, we can avoid delays, reduce legal issues, and ensure Hamdan's future is secure. Thank you.
Now, let's move on to the conclusion. To improve their financial situation, they need to focus on several key areas. First, they have to reduce high-interest debt like credit cards and cut down on unnecessary expenses like clothing, uniform, fuel, toll and parking. Second, when it comes to planning for their special needs child, Hamdan, it's very important to register him with JKM as an OKU and to set up a trust fund or use hibah amanah for his long-term care. Third, they need to review their insurance coverage. We recommend topping up life and medical insurance and adding a critical illness rider or disability income protection to make sure both parents and children are protected. Next, we found that their retirement savings are currently insufficient. They should consider increase their KWSP contributions and also look into ASP or PRS for long-term retirement planning. If they receive any tax refund, the best use will be to reduce debt, top up emergency fund or invest in their children's future education through SSPNI. Lastly, for their inherited property, it should be rent out for passive income or sold if urgently needed. But most importantly, they must ensure the legal ownership is clear to avoid any future complication. In summary, by controlling spending, making smarter financial decisions, and planning well for the future, this can fix their financial situation and build a more secure future, especially for Hamdan. I think that's all from us. Thank you.